Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 18th verse of the 12th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The topic of this chapter is the birth of Emperor Parikshit. Shri Rajovacha Apyesha Vamshyan Rajarshin Punyashlokan Mahatmanaha Anuvartita Svit Yashasa Sadhuvadena Saptamaha. This is a word spoken by King Yudhisthira to the Brahmanas. In response to what they said, now he is asking a question. The good King Yudhisthira inquired, O great souls, will he become as saintly a king, as pious in his very name, and as famous and glorified in his achievements as others who appeared in this great royal family? So this verse is a question by King Yudhisthira to the Brahmanas. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport to this verse, the forefathers of King Yudhisthira were all great saintly kings. Rajarshi, the term used is Rajarshi. They are Raja, they are kings, but they are also Rishi, they are saintly kings. It's a rare combination. And all of them are pious and glorified by their great achievements. They are all pious because they strictly follow the scriptures, and they are glorified by their great achievements. Their achievements are noteworthy even for future generations. So they are all recorded in the Vedic scriptures, and they are glorified, and their example is cited again and again and again. They are the ideal for everyone else in the society, even in future. So their example is a timeless example. They don't go out of relevance because there may be some very ancient examples of a different time, of a different era, because the nature of a person is essentially spiritual, and that spiritual nature doesn't change with the change of time, change of era, change of yuga, change of place, change of circumstances. The spiritual nature does not change. So further Srila Prabhupada says, they were all saints on the royal throne. They're sitting on the royal throne, they're ruling, they're powerful, and they can be very, very tough in dealing with miscreants, but they are saints. They have all the qualities of a sadhu, of a saintly person. And therefore, as a result of such people ruling, what is being described here. Please hear. Therefore, all the members of the state, all the citizens, were happy, pious, well-behaved, prosperous, and spiritually enlightened. 5 things Prabhupada says about the citizens who are under the care of great saintly kings, rajarsis. First of all, people are happy. There's a primary characteristic of a saintly person ruling a kingdom or a state or a province or a country or even the whole world. All the people are happy. Why? Because of his perfect rule, there is plenty of supply of all necessities by Mother Earth. Plenty of supply. So there is no scarcity of anything for anyone. So naturally people will be happy. And then people are also, they're pious. Because the saintly kings enforce the scriptural directions to be followed by everybody for their own good, for the good of the whole country, for the good of the whole world. So there are no clashes between different sections of people in the society. People can live in harmony, peacefully, and because of the prosperity, they are all happy. Everyone is having everything they require. And people are well behaved. They are well behaved because they are all trained up to follow their respective duties, to perform their respective duties. Everyone is trained up. In the Vedic culture, the whole society is divided into 4 social classes and 4 spiritual classes. So the 4 social classes are the Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. So they have a certain nature, acquired nature, and accordingly they are trained and they are engaged in occupational duties. So everyone contributes to the society positively, and the others acknowledge, I may be inclined to work like a Brahmana, so I give my contribution to the society in terms of giving guidance to the people, in terms of educating them, in terms of teaching them how to worship God, in terms of giving them guidance about their own responsibilities, duties, like that. So I do my duty, and the Kshatriyas, they do their duty, giving protection to the citizens, collecting taxes, spending the tax money for the public welfare. Then the Vaishyas, they do economic development by trading, commerce, by growing food grains, by giving cow protection. So plenty of milk products, plenty of grains, plenty of minerals, everything. The Vaishyas cultivate the land, they engage in business, trading the excess grains or excess silk or excess of metals, minerals, everything. So the Vaishyas do their work, they give taxes to the government, and the government spends it for public welfare. The Shudras are engaged according to their proclivities to do a particular type of menial work, because they cannot work as a Vaishya or a Kshatriya or a Brahmana They don't have the necessary intellectual development. Their nature is not suited for using their intelligence in a Vaishya way or a Kshatriya way or a Brahmana way. So they just are humble. They do whatever they can do as menial service, and even for that they are trained up. Even in that menial service they are trained up, like carpenters, sculptors, the tillers in the land, or the workers who work in a goshala, or workers who work in the government, in the military. They are trained up to do one specific type of work without trying to use their intelligence in understanding some philosophy or some theory. Nothing. They just follow. That is the level of the Shudra. And they are provided with all their needs. They are provided with all their needs by whoever engages them in a respective menial service. So in this way, people are well behaved. People are well behaved because they are trained up, they are taught, and they have ideals in the society, the saintly persons, the Brahmanas, and the rishis, the sages. They have ideal examples to follow, and people are prosperous because they have plenty of everything. There is no scarcity. Why? Because Mother Nature provides, Mother Earth provides. When there is a saintly king ruling, Mother Earth provides plenty. Everybody does their duty, therefore there is yajna. Yajna karma samudbhava. This is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. And above all, people are spiritually enlightened. There is systematic dissemination of spiritual knowledge, which is most essential in human society. It cannot be like the government is not concerned with people's spiritual development. No, government should be concerned. Should be concerned. People should understand that they are not the body, or at least, even if they don't understand philosophically, they should follow the scriptural directions for spiritual advancement by performing some spiritual activity. By performing some spiritual activity. They should. Everyone should. That is not a matter of somebody's belief system. Spiritual life is not a matter of belief system. So, everybody has to understand there is only one Supreme Lord. And everyone else other than the Supreme Lord is actually under the control of the one and only one Supreme Lord. There is no question of different religious faiths. They say there are different religions in the world because different religious faiths. This is a misunderstanding of what is eternal religion. It's called Bhagavata Dharma. That's what Bhagavatam proclaims. And a king actually enforces Bhagavata Dharma. A rajarsi introduces or enforces Bhagavata Dharma, universal system of dharma, religion. It is not dependent on people's faith, no. Just like all human beings, why human beings? Even all living creatures, they require food. And who provides the food? The Supreme Lord. The one and only one Supreme Lord provides the food for every living being. So this is universal dharma, universal dharma. So this way, the rajarsi enforces Bhagavata dharma, and this way people become spiritually enlightened. So this is being mentioned by Yudhisthira Maharaj, that all the forefathers of Yudhisthira Maharaj in this dynasty, they were all great personalities. Now, will this child also be as great as those forefathers of our dynasty? That's the question he's asking. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.